Hey everybody, this is Grace. I thought I'd come out here and make a video. Well, I actually just made one from my original channel, but, I mean, not my original channel, but one of my first original channels. Anyway, I'm going to go, I've just taken a nap, and I'm still a little bit foggy brain. So, but I wrote this list, I don't know, I think it was yesterday. It was about, during what's going on in the world today, and, a lot of people hoarding groceries, buying a lot of groceries. Now, I had a stock up, and I started stocking up, 3.5 weeks ago, whenever it was, maybe a month, I don't know. But when I started stocking up, because I heard about it on TV, and that was the recommendation, was to stock up for 2 weeks, and that's what I did. And one of the things I've learned through this time is, see, we used to alternate. Like, I'm home when he was actually at his office working. Lunchtime for me, breakfast would be eggs or something if I ate it. Breakfast, other than a banana, maybe half a banana. But for lunch, I would, not every day, but some days I would go out and just get me a hamburger. Take the buns off of it. Something like that. Because I'm diabetic. And, type 2. And I'm not saying everybody, type 2 diabetics should do that, but I do. Anyway, sometimes. And then sometimes for dinner, we would have, like, or I would go get a box of chicken and have the box of chicken for 3 days that week, or he'd eat some of it. Whatever it was, we had days that we had, some other kind of food outside of my cooking or his cooking. But now we're not. I don't trust it. I've said this before. I just don't trust it. They're suggesting that we order, pick up or drive through. I don't trust it. I just don't. I have a issue. We have our groceries delivered, and I have issue with that. It's like inviting it into your house. So many people may have touched it. I know I'm going too far with it, and Adam, he's not. So, okay, sorry about that. My alarm went off. But Adam's not going far enough, because I tell him he wants to go out and check the mail every day. I said, you're just inviting it into our house every day. And he's so like, he says, I gotta wash my hands. He's older than I am. And yeah. He doesn't like to have to stop and wash his hands. It's like, to him. And I'm like, wash my hands, and they're a little dried out. But I'm really worried. I think both of us are to the opposite extremes. But and to me that's how it seems. And you can hear them, these experts or people in the media. They talk about this, and even these delivery services, they have it to where the people can leave the groceries outside of your house, so you don't have to meet them. They don't have to talk to you, and you don't have to talk to them. They just leave it out there, and then you get it. You come out and get it. Now, if they would just text and say it's there, or knock hard enough, or our doorbell isn't working right now, and I put that on there. Doorbell doesn't work. Please text me when you leave it. They don't. That would be nice. And then they expect a tip. One of them, they put in the tip, and it's like, the tip is high too. No, I don't tip that high, even in a restaurant, when people are actually waiting on me, and neither does he. So their tip is high, and I do feel for them. People who are out doing this kind of job, they are front line. But if you can't even bother to text, I know I shouldn't say that. That is just wrong of me. During this kind of time, they are putting their lives on the line. But I don't know if for certain. I can't say they are, because they just drop it off. But what about the rest of it? So strike all that. Just strike all of that. And that is one of those things right now. How do you think about it? Really, because if you have things like milk, eggs, yogurt that's sitting out there, and they actually, one of them did deliver, like, you have a time slot between 6 and 7, and that one delivered them at 3, didn't tell me that it was there, didn't knock, didn't anything. I was sitting right up there. I mean, it was supposed to be later on in the day. It could have been sitting out there for 3 hours, 3 or 4. And, yeah. So it's one of those things, you know, we know that they do right now. Like I have videos about my doctor and the nurse and the pharmacy when they did some, you know, really negative things. And I said, no, I'm not going to make them public right now, you know, or ever, because they're the frontline workers during all of this. It's one of those things I have to really think about, you know, seriously. Anyway, this was not what this video was supposed to be about. What I was supposed to be, it was more supposed to be kind of light. Um, I take this, what's going on, very seriously. I'm not one to make jokes about it and all. But this one was going to be, when I say light, it was going to be about, I'm curious what other people are going through as far as, you know, certain things. And since I'm a homemaker and this is something that I've noticed is about, you know, about services like groceries, buying groceries, okay? Buying groceries, as I was talking about, you know, I started then, and it was still kind of a little bit freaking me out. I have my table, my kitchen table is where, you know, like canned goods and stuff like that, they sit there. I told Adam the other day I have them in quarantine. You know, I pushed the other ones, you know, are the ones that have been there for a while. It's not that much stuff. Okay, I got to say that. It's not that much stuff. I'm not a hoarder type at all. And the thing about it is, what I'm realizing is, I really got off track there, but I'm realizing that because we're not eating out, I need to order more groceries, you know, each week, because he's home too, and, you know, he works from home, and I need to order more. And I wasn't doing that. I was basically trying to do just like before. What was in my head, I don't know. You know, I was just thinking, okay, this many meals we can cook, you know, and it's just not that. Like before, I figured our groceries per week should have been around 150. I don't think I hardly ever did that because we ate out. But even so, now I'm thinking it's more like 200 because of all the extra stuff. You know, like we used to go buy bulk stuff from Costco, and before that was Sam's, and so we have all that. Now I have to order all that. But although one of my services can go to Costco, it's just whenever I go on their website, it's like Costco has nothing, or you just aren't going to, you know, anything that I need. Okay, but let me get to this. What I was getting to was the things that I've noticed, because I order online on apps, and there's 3 different services, 3 different apps, I should say. And like I said, the one of them, it has for a variety of stores, but the other 2 just for their store. And what I have noticed that is out, and this is what I'm curious as other people, if theirs are out. Okay, and I might not remember all of it. Just pardon me here. I'm going to look at my list. Okay, and I think I mentioned some of this stuff. Oh, I got the wrong list. Wouldn't you know it? I have it written down, but I don't know. Yeah, let me check this out. What I do with my list? I really don't know what I do with my list. Is this it? But here it is. I'm bringing them out to my SUV after I ride them, and when I come out to do video, and I have other videos I'm going to make. So I have scattered. I have some collections I need to go through that I have been doing over 2 or 3 years. Anyway, some of the things that I've noticed that are out, the items, you know, I go in to order them, and some of them just don't get delivered, and they said they're out of stock, out of stock. A lot of the things that I usually get are already out of stock, so of course I can't even try to order them. And I mean, really, I'm like, I did not know so many people, you know, ate the same things, really, or bought the same thing. My nose is, of course, suddenly itching. But anyway, it's surprising to me. Like I said, I've been doing this for maybe a month. I need to check, but maybe so. And like the first one was just stocking up for a couple weeks. And really, I didn't. But of course, you know, some people will say that of course they're going to be out of water and toilet paper. I never really got both. You know, why people were stocking up on water. I've said that in videos on one of my channels quite often. Is what do they think that the water service is going to end? You know, they can't get any water out of their faucet. You know, they're not going to be able to take a shower. Yeah, and maybe it's just that too many people have turned, you know, switched to bottled water. That the thought of not having bottled water, you know, of having to use their tap. I don't think tap water is all that bad. Okay, across the globe, you know. But anyway, and the toilet paper, yeah, you know, you can come up with various reasons why people were stocking up on toilet paper, and I get it. But yeah, I think people need to calm down a bit and just, you know, get your 2 weeks stock up, and, you know, stop hoarding. Stop filling your, you know, what are you doing? Filling your garage with this stuff? But I can't tell anybody what to do. It's just how my brain sees it. But I can at the same time understand the anxiety. I can. You know, if it's that. Okay, there's so many reasons why people would do this. There's so many people. Like, some people are, you know, they're buying all of this stuff up, like hand sanitizer. There was a guy I saw on TV. I wish my neighbors would stop staring at me. But this one guy, he was trying to sell it. You know, we all probably heard stories like that. People do the price gouging and everything. But anyway, now to get to the list, okay, and tell me if it's like this where you live, if you feel comfortable talking about it. But the first one I put on my list, and I'm not going to cover all of them, but is hamburger meat. It's just regular hamburger meat. We started eating again. We started eating, what is that stuff called? Oh, Hamburger Helper? Yeah, and neither one of us had eaten Hamburger Helper in eons. And also rice-a-roni. He was the one telling me he wants rice-a-roni. It was something we haven't eaten in a long, long time. We're both diabetic, type 2. So, but he wanted that if he was going to be at home all the time. So, but finding hamburger meat, it was like impossible. I'm serious. And any you know, percentage I think they go by, you know, or what is it? I don't know. But any of it, I could not find hamburger meat. Even those ones that are in the round plastic things, you know. Yeah, it's like, what? I guess a lot of people are doing the same thing as we are, you know. So you can make a hamburger helper, and it can last for more than one meal. I don't know. Okay, you know, it depends on how the family size, of course. And another thing, dish soap. Well, all three kinds of soap. These three. Soft dish soap, you know, dishwashing soap, dishwashing liquid, bar soap, and dishwashing liquid, soft soap, and bar soap. Can find them. Okay, and like I said, I order mine on apps. Also, dog food was hard to get. They would have the small ones. We have 2 big dogs that we feed. Okay. Vitamins or supplements. These were a problem. And some of these I got, but some of them I haven't. Paper towels. Can't get paper towels. Okay. Now, I get that. I understand that. And here's an one I thought that was interesting. It's like, you know, when you cook maybe a steak or a roast or whatever, some kind of meat, and you put some kind of spice on it that's already put together, you know what I'm saying? That you just buy the thing, you know, meat spice. And I had found one, a nice one, and I tried almost out of it. It's a big bottle of it. I don't know what you call it, plastic thing. Plastic container. Anyway, can't find that. Can't find any of those. Anything. And then there's certain sodas, you know, I buy Diet Caffeine Free. And that wasn't easy. And here's one thing that is a comfort food. Okay. Little Debbie's. I don't know what they would be where you are. Do you have Little Debbie's there? I would think it's kind of nationwide. I've eaten those since I was a child. Yeah. But the certain ones, especially the ones that are they call it banana something, banana split maybe, I don't know. Those, no, they will not have those. That one kind, and they'll substitute it with other ones. And what are they called? What are the other ones? The ones that are chocolate, peanut, nutty bar? Yeah, they're out of those too. I think that's interesting. I do find this is interesting. It's not something to laugh about or joke about or anything, but I'm interested because it's like a time, the only time I would ever know, maybe hopefully it's the only time we would ever know, how many other people are eating the same things. Yeah. Okay. Let me see what else. Now those are just some of the things that I had noticed. Okay, and let's see. What else I wrote here? Oh, I just wrote down what I have already said, basically, is, that we, since we're not eating out, I have to buy more groceries, and I'm just not used to this. I'm not used to ordering and getting so much, paying so much in the grocery bill every week. It's not the money that I'm talking about. It's just ordering that much. It's like a little shock to me. Not the money. Like I said, it's not the amount, because it makes sense. It would be more. But I just don't order enough. It's like planning. Some people do the meal planning. I don't do meal planning. I've been, 40 years of my life almost that I've been buying groceries. So it's just such a switch over. Something like that. So, and Adam told me things like eating out and stuff was about $500 a month for us. And I had no idea. But the last month, February, that's when I fell. And if he's judging by that, I didn't think it would be that high. But if he's judging from that, that's because I fell and I couldn't stand up to cook, and he was working. He stayed home that first week because I fell down and hurt my knee real bad, and stayed at home and took care of me. And then after that, he could go back to work. He did. But I couldn't stand up and cook. I could walk out to my SUV and drive somewhere and get something, in other words. And for dinner, often we didn't. I couldn't stand up and cook. For I don't know how long. Overall, it was about a month. But it was, of course, it was getting better day by day, but still, yeah. And another thing I wrote down is that I noticed on Facebook a lot of people are posting videos about, or posting pictures on Facebook about barbecuing. This is Texas, remember that. They're doing a lot of barbecuing, and we won't. We'd have to have it in our front yard, actually, the way our patio is. I don't want to call it fenced in, it's walled in. And yeah, that wouldn't be safe. It's got a deck over it, and it just wouldn't be safe. But I would like to have some barbecue, but yeah, I would. But where'd you get all the meat? I'm serious. I ordered this time I was telling Adam I'm going to order for 2 weeks then, because, yeah, for various reasons. I said, this time I'm going to try 2 weeks, and it was $200 and something. And when he started telling me that, and I started really thinking about it, I was like, this is more like for a week now, and I'm not used to it, but there was more to it than that. Yeah. Some of you know I have allergies, and every once in a while, sneeze and cough, or some variety. But anyway, I had ordered a bunch of hamburger meat and just different types of meat. Now, the more expensive meat they have, I know I sound like a conspiracy theory, but yeah, I can understand why they would have, they usually would have more of the more expensive stuff. And I ordered all these different types of hamburger meat, even hamburger patties, and I also ordered some sausage, and I was going through there and I was saying, okay, sausage, I can use that, but it's too much sodium. But, different types of sausages, links or whatever. And when I finished, I realized I had to order so many. I went through and, unordered them, I guess. And, before I finished, went to the checkout online, on the app. Anyway, but then it's boom, it showed up all the different types of hamburger meat, including the patties. Nope, they were out of stock. And then when I was doing it, it says you could only buy 2. Okay, but at the end of it, it said no, they're out of stock, whatever. And anyway, and I thought it was funny how much hamburger meat. So I wound up having to order the other stuff, go back in, and it was just such a mess. It kept telling me, that there was an error. Well, so I kept pushing it to try to get it to say the changes I'd made to it. Wouldn't do it. Well, then I got some texts and emails over and over, and I'm like, I hope that we don't get like a whole bunch delivered. This, the funny thing is usually they would deliver the same day, but that was Monday when I did that, and it's not going to be delivered until Thursday. So, boy, this video is long, I bet. And yeah, all these changes, like always before, it was delivered the same day, and now it's from Monday till Thursday, and I'm guessing I'm going to have to start ordering ahead of time for next week even. And we were trying to get 2 weeks at a time. Okay, yeah. I made a lot of sense, didn't I? Like I said, I think I just need to wrap this up. I'm starting to get there's a lot. My SUV and his SUV is just covered with pollen, and seriously covered with pollen, and I have allergies, so I need to go ahead and wrap this up. But what have you noticed? If you feel comfortable talking about it, leave a comment below. Talk to you on another video.